Comfort is killing you. Not dramatically, not all at once, not in a way that anyone around you can see or that you can point to and say, there, that is the moment it happened. Slowly, quietly, one soft choice at a time. Every morning you hit snooze instead of getting up, comfort takes something from you. Every workout you skip because you are tired, comfort takes something. Every hard conversation you postpone, every risk you talk yourself out of, every dream you file away under someday, comfort is there, waiting, patient, offering you the same thing it always offers: relief, right now, in exchange for everything later. And you keep taking the deal. Most people do not realize they are making a deal at all. That is the dark side of comfort. It does not announce itself. It does not show up wearing something you would recognize as dangerous. It shows up wearing the face of rest, of self-care, of being reasonable, of knowing your limits, of all the things that sound like wisdom and feel like protection, but are quietly, consistently building a ceiling over your life that gets lower every year you leave it in place. You are not lazy. That is not what this is. Lazy people know they are being lazy. What comfort does is more insidious than laziness. It makes avoidance feel like a choice you made on purpose. It makes shrinking feel like maturity. It makes the slow narrowing of your life feel like settling into who you really are. And by the time you realize what has happened, by the time the ceiling is low enough that you cannot stand up straight without hitting it, you've been living under it so long that it feels like the natural height of things. It is not. The life you are capable of living is so far above that ceiling that if you could see it clearly, if you could see the full distance between where comfort has kept you and where you actually could have gone, it would not just disappoint you, it would devastate you. That is the dark side of comfort. Not that it feels bad, that it feels good, that it is the most convincing liar you will ever encounter because it never asks you to do anything wrong. It just asks you to do a little less, to push a little softer, to wait just a little longer before you start, and then a little longer after that.
Until the waiting becomes the life. David Goggins understood this in a way that most people never will because he lived both sides of it. He knows what the comfort side of that line feels like. 297 pounds, cockroach exterminator, less than $1,000 a month, a chocolate shake on the couch at midnight, watching other men suffer on television and feeling something he could not quite name. That feeling was the dark side of comfort showing itself. Not in a dramatic moment of crisis, in a quiet moment of recognition. This is what choosing easy every day for years actually looks like. This is where soft choices compound to. And he made a different choice. Not a comfortable one, the least comfortable one available. He decided to become a Navy SEAL at 297 pounds with 3 months to qualify. He decided to run 100 miles, having never run a long-distance race. He decided to go through Hell Week not once, but 3 times, because the first 2 did not stick. Every single one of those decisions was the direct opposite of what comfort was offering him in that moment. Every single one of them cost him something immediate and real in exchange for something that was not guaranteed and not comfortable and not easy to believe in. And every single one of them built something that comfort never could. Here is what comfort cannot build, and this is the thing most people do not understand until it is too late. Comfort cannot build confidence. Real confidence, the kind that holds when things go wrong, the kind that does not collapse under pressure, the kind that is not dependent on external validation or favorable conditions, that confidence is built through doing hard things, through going through things that test you and finding out that you are still standing on the other side, through the accumulated evidence built rep by rep that you can handle more than you thought. Comfort produces the opposite of that. Comfort produces fragility, a nervous system that has been protected from difficulty for so long that when difficulty inevitably arrives, and it always arrives, life does not offer an exemption from hard things, no matter how carefully you arrange your days around avoiding them. It does not know how to respond.
It panics, it shuts down, it reaches for the nearest exit because it has never been trained to stay in the room when the room gets hard. That is what years of comfort builds, not safety, the illusion of safety sitting on top of a growing inability to handle anything that disrupts it. The people you see who seem unshakable, who face genuine difficulty and do not crumble, who take hits that would destroy most people and keep moving, they are not built differently. They were not born with a higher tolerance for pain or a special capacity for resilience. They built it. Through repeated, voluntary exposure to hard things, through choosing over and over again the option that cost them something in the moment in exchange for something that compounded over time. They are not more comfortable with discomfort, they are less afraid of it, because they have been in it enough times to know what it actually feels like versus what they feared it would feel like. And those two things are almost never the same. The fear of discomfort is almost always bigger than the discomfort itself. Comfort keeps you from finding that out. Think about the areas of your life where you have been choosing comfort consistently, not the obvious ones, not the things you already know you are avoiding, the subtle ones, the ones that have been happening so long you have stopped noticing them. The alarm you set early and then negotiate with every morning until it is no longer early. The diet you start on Monday and adjust by Wednesday because being too strict is not sustainable. The business you are going to start when you have more time, more money, more certainty about whether it will work. The relationship conversation you've been meaning to have for 6 months, but there is never quite the right moment. Each one of these is comfort operating at full power, making the easier choice feel not just acceptable, but obviously correct, making the harder choice feel premature, unreasonable, something to return to when conditions are better. Conditions are never going to be better. That is not cynicism. That is the structure of reality. There is no future version of your life where the hard things become easy to start, where the risk feels small enough to take, where the timing is finally right and the uncertainty is finally low enough and you finally feel ready enough to begin. Ready is a feeling that comfort manufactures to keep you waiting. It is not a real state you arrive at. It is a horizon that moves every time you get close to it, and the people who wait for it spend their whole lives approaching something that was never going to arrive. The people who build something real do not wait to feel ready. They start before they feel ready. They take the first step while the fear is still there, while the outcome is still uncertain, while comfort is still making its very compelling case for why now is not the right time. They move anyway. And the moving, not the outcome, not the result, not the success at the end, the moving is what starts to dismantle the ceiling. Because every step you take toward the hard thing is a step away from the version of yourself that comfort was building, and every step away from that version is a step toward the one that can actually handle what your life is capable of becoming. Here is the last thing I want you to understand about comfort, and it might be the most important. Comfort is not neutral. It is not simply the absence of growth. It is an active force moving in the opposite direction. Every day you choose it over the hard thing is not a day where you stayed the same. It is a day where the ceiling got a little lower, where the habit of avoidance got a little stronger, where the distance between who you are and who you could be got a little wider. You are never standing still. You are always moving in one direction or the other, toward the person you're capable of becoming or away from them, and comfort every single day is pulling you away, quietly, convincingly, with your full cooperation. You can stop cooperating right now, not with a dramatic gesture, not with an overhaul of everything at once, with one choice, today, the choice that comfort has been talking you out of, the one that costs you something right now in exchange for something that compounds. Make that choice.
and then make it again tomorrow. The ceiling does not disappear overnight, but it starts to rise, one hard choice at a time, one day at a time, one decision to stop taking the deal that comfort keeps offering you. The life above that ceiling is waiting. Stop letting comfort tell you it is out of reach.